Hey, it's Alan Tudyk. I just wanted to reach out and welcome you, along with the Duke of Wesselton. I would like to say, welcome to Magic Our Way, I suppose, with Kevin and Danny, Eli, and now with Rachel. Not a big welcomer, but okay, welcome. And then also K2SO. And there's a fresh one if you mouth off again.
Jumbo, everyone!
Harambe!
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way!
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana. And on this show, we invite you to feel the libations.
Feel it, feel it!
We are artistic buffs talking about Disney stuff, and this is a show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us. On this episode, we chat with a long-time weekend about his first-hand experience with the Journey of Water attraction at Epcot in Walt Disney World. Plus, Rachel presents some news to take note of for your next Disney vacation. And look, this isn't your typical polished, practiced, pixie dust and Disney podcast. Nuh-uh. We're not in the parks every day letting you know when the new jumbo-sized reusable shopping bags become available at Walt Disney World.
That's right, Kev. We're just here to drink, talk some Disney, and get into a little hot water with Moana.
That's right. You guys have the easy part. All you have to do is listen up while we think up, while we drink up.
My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
And Rachel will join us in just a little bit, along with our longtime weekend, Eric G. Heat, big sweats. Awesome. Great. Glad to hear him. Yeah, so I'm very excited to talk about Journey of Water, man. So just like Bruce Lee said, be like water. Enough of our jibber jabber. Let's go flow.
Let the water hit the flow. Let the water hit the flow.
Here we are on the hub, the main topic segment of the show. And if you remember from last week, I mentioned that I ran into a long time a week in Eric G. And he happened to have a chance to go see the Journey of Water, unlike me. I didn't get a chance to do that. That's how I found out he was there. He sent out a message to our weekend group, messenger, whatever they call it. And he said, yeah, he happened to get like what was it, like a virtual queue for Journey of Water, Moana, which was soft opening that day. And that's how I discovered he was there. And that's how we met up. So you listen to that previous show, you can hear all the story of how that went down. But wanted to bring him on this week to chat about Journey of Water, which just opened. I believe it'll officially be tomorrow, or we're recording this on the 15th. Yes. It'll be the 16th, October. And so if you're listening to this on our Thursday release, you will hopefully have had a chance to see it, or we'll be planning a trip with Rachel to go see it as well. So want to welcome to the show Eric G. Heat, big sweats, long time a weekend on the show, fantasy football winner from, I forgot what year that was, maybe a couple years ago, or was it
2 years ago?
2 years ago, yes.
Oh, man, so it's not just Eric G, it's Eric G Money.
Yes,
G Money!
Right.
Yeah, hi. It's interesting to finally be on the show for real.
Yeah!
Yeah, usually you join us in the social things where it's like, you know, over the lockdown or in the fantasy football drafts, and, you know, I got to meet you in person, and now we get you on the show for the first time, so... But we want to hear about your firsthand account of Journey of Water. And so, just to start, you landed a virtual queue, but how did that happen, out of curiosity?
I'm not totally certain, because we were in line for Remy, and all of a sudden my wife goes, hey, I got a virtual queue for Moana, Journey of Water. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Is that even open?
How? I guess they were opening it up for a soft opening that morning, and they just kind of opened it, and I don't think they told it. They must have announced it, because then like 10 minutes later we heard other people online like, oh, we got part of the virtual queue for Moana, and it's like, oh, I don't know. That's how it came about. I was like, oh, cool, all right, sweet. I think it was like 2 o'clock, like 1:30, 2 o'clock return time for it, because I mean it went pretty fast,
right?
Because it's just a walkthrough. There's not like you have to wait for rides to load or you know, any of that jazz. So
okay, cool. So your wife just happened to be on the thing at the opportune time. You landed a virtual queue, and you got a
Yeah, I
chance to
don't-
experience it.
She must have been looking at her phone,
Yeah.
and something dinged, and it caught her attention, and she went ahead and did it. So I didn't ask beyond that. Sorry, I didn't think to ask about that either. So
No. I think that's great. That's a great surprise for your day for sure.
well, because that was so we got the virtual queue for Remy and the virtual queue for Guardians of the Galaxy that day. So that was good.
So three
We had them
virtual
both
queues,
at the same time, actually.
Man.
So
You were doing good that day.
apparently,
Yeah,
nobody got COVID this time too, so that's good too.
even better.
Even better.
Better.
So, of course, as Eric mentioned, this is a walkthrough attraction, and so before we get into the details, I'm just kind of get your overall opinion of what you feel, how you feel about that particular attraction. So, what do you think of that thing, man?
I think it's beautiful. The music is. I was trying to when we were going through the lines. I was trying to listen to the music because I like the Disney atmospheric music they run in a lot of places.
Yeah,
And I didn't recognize any of it. And then the one song from Moana where it's like the flashback scene and they're away.
Oh, we know the way.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
the
yeah.
travelers or whatever when they're singing in whatever Polynesian language they're singing in it at one point, and then it cuts into all like the ghosts basically on the boats sailing around.
Yeah.
But I did hear that playing at one point, so I'm assuming most of the music in the area was probably Moana related,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't confirm because I don't know the music from that movie well enough. But it is a very pretty. It's pleasing to be in it. In that area, it's like you get in there and the atmosphere feels good. It's not taking you out of. I mean, it feels like it belongs in Epcot to an extent.
That's cool.
Wow.
At least with the traditional idea of what Epcot is supposed to be.
The edutainment piece you're talking about, right?
Yes, the edutainment, which I know a lot of people like to complain about. Oh, Epcot's not Epcot anymore. It's like, well, no kidding. It's a 40-year-old park. It's not the same as it was.
I hadn't been to Epcot for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's amazing to hear you say that because I've seen pictures in a couple of videos and I'm like, wow, that looks like I'm sitting smack dab in the middle of the animal kingdom. And then every once in a while, the camera will switch over and like, oh, there's the ball.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. I mean, the wife and I are not big Animal Kingdom fans because, sorry, people, it's a zoo.
Ouch.
It's not the zoo,
Rachel just signed off.
Yeah.
but Kirk is
I'm
fully
okay.
in your
People
camp.
have their opinion.
I don't hate the park. It's just if I want to go to a zoo, we've got the National Zoo in DC. There's one in Baltimore. I grew up going to the San Diego Zoo.
Which are all great zoos.
Yeah.
by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
They're just not. It's just I'm gonna go to Disney. I want to do rides. I want to do all that other stuff. I don't necessarily care about going to see an aardvark in an enclosure. You know, a very well themed enclosure, a beautiful enclosure, but we barely go to Animal Kingdom because of that. So yeah, you're right. Now thinking about it, yeah, maybe it would fit better in Animal Kingdom, but because it's right next to the land and the living seas, to me, it felt fine and right being where it was, because it's the same thing as all you gotta do is look up and look around, and yeah, okay, there's big rocks and trees and stuff, but there's the monorail track and there's Spaceship Earth, so it's not trying to hide where it is.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed when I was coming in, you know, where we're headed over the Epcot and we made that big loop around Future World. Well, whatever it's called now, I forget. Anyway, what formerly used to be called Future World. You just come around on the backside and you could see Journey of Water, the whole attraction there.
Right above
And it just looks very active. It looks kind of cool. And you see people in there playing with the things, the little water things jumping. And then, of course, you see like next door, there's the pumps, which is kind of, I wonder if they're going to cover
Wait, you can
that.
see them?
Oh, man, it's plain as day.
I do not recall seeing any of the water pumps.
Yeah, you
or
probably
any
can't
of
see
this-
from where you
the
were on
structure.
ground. Yeah, but when I was in the monorail, I went through and me and my friends were just like, what is that? What is that construction? And it's like, no, I think those are the pumps that work the attraction that's right next to it attached. Because, you know, it has like in an aquarium, you see the pipes and stuff.
Well, I mean, you see air conditioning units on the tops of buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, to me, that's not that big a deal, because I mean, it'd be one thing if it was just like trash strewn on the tops of the buildings.
Yeah.
But, you know, be realistic. They're buildings, they're AC units and all that. So
What you're saying, Kevin, is that it's visible, but only from the monorail, not
Only from the monorail.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Then,
Not
that
from
makes-
ground. No, you can't see it
Okay.
from the ground, but you could definitely see it from the monorail up top.
Cool.
Okay.
we also had a second run through on that too.
Mm.
Did you really?
Was it the next night? I think it was. my son really wanted to go watch what, in my opinion, is the best thing that came out of the 50th at Walt Disney World, being the light show on Spaceship Earth.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
we went over, we watched that, and for Food and Wine, they did a whole Be Our Guest thing, which to me, of all the ones I've seen, the one with Kermit and Piggy doing Rainbow Connection is absolutely the best one. So as we were leaving to go back, because we'd parked over at Hollywood Studios, took the Skyliner over, and then went up front, just watched the ball. And as we were leaving, we walked right past Moana, and they were practically begging people to come in.
Wow.
Right now.
Really?
Like no queue, no virtual queue, none of that. And it's nighttime. Nighttime, man, that whole thing is, because there's a lot of kinetic movement with all the various, not only just the things you're playing with, but there's you're walking across little bridges and there's just water running under the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of lights and sounds and all that. At night, boy, there's a lot more lights going on, and it is
that's
stunning.
cool.
Oh yeah,
stunning at nighttime.
I remember seeing. I watched 2 videos. One was during the day, and one was during the night. And nighttime was clearly better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love the fact that you got to experience both, actually.
Yeah, it was just pure happenstance. And it also happened to be when the first time we went there, Moana was meeting and greeting right next to the line when we were going in.
Oh wow!
Oh, very
So
cool.
I think that was also, they were doing a test soft run with that. And whatever, it's just a character meet and greet, but it's appropriately placed, in my opinion.
Well, it's a really popular one too. So
yeah, there was I would say there was a decent number of people in line for her, but I don't think it wasn't advertised. So I think it was just people stumbled on it.
So and I'm going to put this to Eric, but also to the rest of y'all, because maybe y'all know and I don't. What are they going to be doing with this attraction going forward? Is this going to be something that there is a queue to get to? I don't even know how you would do that. It's a walk-through attraction. I mean,
I guess if the crowd level's not bad, I guess in theory you could go in, because if they had a definite entrance and a definite exit.
Okay.
If crowd levels aren't bad, you could probably go either way. You could probably go in the exits and out the entrance. It probably doesn't matter. But there's definitely a kind of set flow through it.
Mm-hmm.
And they did have a sort of a queue set up, but it's not, it's clearly designed for people to be there for like 15, 20 minutes to experience the whole thing. And then just like a time killer. Hey, you want your kid to go mess with something that anybody can do. It's not something like, I can't go to ride, Soarin' or whatever because my kid's too tiny.
Right.
I guess Soarin's a bad example, and they had the wet and the dry. So there were areas where it branched and it would reconnect in the same spot on the other side. But like if you didn't want to get wet, you could go this way. If you wanted to get wet or potentially wet, you could go the other way.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I wouldn't call it soaked, but there's one section you walk through this little cave and it has
like a waterfall thing.
It's kind of like a waterfall, but but when you walk up to it, it parts like a curtain, so you don't actually get hit by the water.
Nice.
People were going through it various speeds. People would walk up to it and wait, and then it would part. Or I saw one kid run, and it parted before he got to it.
Oh, so no matter the speed. Wow. Okay.
I mean, I don't know how. I think they're using the same technology they use for automatic doors, like when you go to a supermarket.
Right.
Well, you get within a certain vicinity, it's going to register you. It's going to open it.
Sure.
But if you you can still run into an automated door if you're running hard fast enough. So maybe you'll still get wet. I don't know.
If you really want to get wet,
I didn't feel like tempting that. I mean, I also am not sure how much they want you running through that area either.
This is true.
It is water, right?
So you wouldn't advise having to buy a poncho to go on Journey of Water, right?
Absolutely not. You don't need a poncho. I mean, I may have got misted on, but I mean, I wasn't actively avoiding water, but I also wasn't actively like walking close to some of the things. But most of the stuff, I mean, there's a lot of misting that they do.
Okay.
Like they'll talk about, here's rain, and then they'll have like, all this mist, but it's the same thing as like, some of the misters you go to some around some of the parks, like Thirst Ranger or whatever it is in Tomorrowland.
Oh yeah,
that's the old
little Coke thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. It's the old Flight of the Navigator pod
Right.
that they do all that mist with. There's a couple of spots like that. So if you linger long enough, you'll get wet. But just walking through it, you may get misted on or whatever. Maybe your glasses get coated in some water.
Yeah.
But It's nothing crazy.
Which could be good on a hot Florida day for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It felt pretty good because it was
It was warm.
90 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was warm that week, yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah, I had heard if it was windy, like particularly windy, you might get wetter.
I could see that because you have, I don't remember how many little areas they had. They had one, two, three. There's 4 of them I can think of off the top of my head that there was something that you could do to create movement of the water. One of them was they had like these, you ran your hands through like these little curtains of water, and it would, it was like making noise, like music.
Okay.
So it was
yeah. With the little harp
like,
thing. Yeah.
you're running your finger across the piano keys.
Sure.
Kind of like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train used to have, where you would run your fingers along the water.
Oh, I don't remember that. Yeah.
I think I vaguely remember that, but yeah, it's the same kind of idea. But they also had like 5 or 6 spots for that. So it wasn't just one spot where everybody's crowding around trying to get to it. So you had, it was intentionally designed in a way that, 5, 6, 7 people at any given time could be doing it. Really more if you have a kid or an adult who has enough sense to stand off to the side and not stand in front of the whole thing and block it off from everybody else.
Right.
Kids are known for their sense. Yes.
It wasn't the kids.
It wasn't the kids.
No. It was some of the adults that were being dumb about it. And I don't know how much alcohol had been involved.
That's true.
Then there was another one where you put your hand out, and I'm not sure how this works. It was just a stream of water just going up, and you put your hand out, and the water would come up to like, I don't know, an inch or 2 below your hand. And if you raised your arm, the water would raise up with it. And if you lowered your arm, the water would lower with it.
Oh, that's cool.
But if you lowered your hand real fast, you would get splashed real good. That's one that if it was real windy and you're splashing around with the water, yeah, you could get probably pretty wet with that one.
Throw it at your friend next to you. Yeah.
There was like another one. It was like a jump pad, I guess is the way I would describe it. Is you basically jumped up and down, and when you landed, it would cause water to like shoot up. Kind of like when you look at tide pools and things, and water comes down, and it goes under a rock, and then it'll splash up any kind of opening if the water is got velocity behind it. There's that. There was that rain curtain that you walk through. Then there was another one with like the jumping water streams in Imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Similar kind of thing. But you could put your hands up and literally slap the water out of the air if you wanted to.
Like a high five of sorts. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Which people have been trying to do over by Imagination forever.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
fun.
With success.
Yeah, some of these were
actually.
definitely lower. Like, I mean, I'm 6 foot, and I could have easily touched them if I'd really wanted to. I just didn't want to. There was another one I can't remember that was. Oh, it's something to do with waving your arms, and it was something. It was like causing the waves to splash higher. It was really neat. My 7-year-old had a blast playing with all that stuff.
Nice.
Wow.
Every kid I saw that was doing it was having a blast with it. So.
How long did it capture their attention for? Like, I take my kid into the boneyard. She could, and this is what this reminds me of, like a play area for kids, but like kind of next level and a lot prettier. Although I do think the boneyard's nice, but I could take her in there because she could spend hours in there or until they get rid of it, I suppose.
Mine did spend an hour in the boneyards.
How long were the kids there for? Like, were y'all there for like 30, 40 minutes?
Oh, no. 10, 15.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, is it small?
I mean, it's not huge. It's just, they're clearly, there were just a lot of people because of.
I could see that.
It's soft opening. They're trying to move people through.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of the things, too, we'd kind of mess around with something for a minute or two and then move on. Because we also had other plans that we were, other things, meals to get to or rides to get to or whatever other plans we were doing. But
Yeah.
If you really, they had areas where you could sit down for a little, like kind of benches built into, like what they do with Rise of the Resistance when you're in the queue and you've got like, oh, that's a bench, but it's made to look like it's part of the rock.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you really wanted to take it slow and let your kid mess around for a while, you could easily spend 30, 45 minutes there.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Especially at night, it was just a nice, relaxing, like if you like the sound of running water
Mm-hmm.
and oceans and all that, was a nice, soothing, kind of relaxing area to be in.
You know, I was going to ask you that because, like, generally the sound of running water makes people have to go to the bathroom.
I was going to say, I guess go pee first.
Yeah, there is a bathroom in there, I heard. Did you partake in the bathroom experience of the journey of the bathroom?
Journey of the
and add it to the water cycle there?
I did not.
Oh.
That'd be funny if, like, so many people just got carried away with, oh, it's a journey of water, and just went into the bathroom, turned all the faucets on, started splashing. Like, yes, water!
The water shoots out from the toilet. Oh, that's a
Yes.
bidet. That's right.
It's a bidet.
I don't remember if there was a bathroom in there or not. I mean, there might be, and I just didn't pay attention to it.
Or might be well themed. Yeah, that's something. When I was researching this, I was like, "Oh, there's a bathroom there." Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot that would make me want to use a bathroom.
Oh, of course. Yeah. The sound of running water all the time.
Constantly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like somebody left a faucet on kind of running water.
So yeah, it was interesting. I was reading when I was researching for this. I noticed that the capacity was around like 150. I guess maybe hourly or so. And because I was going to ask you, like, I wonder how many people they could squeeze in that thing, because I'm thinking like the busy summer months, right? That'd be a great place to hang, and I'm curious to know how many people it would gobble up, or how many people they could push through that attraction. Because we're talking about the queue and whatnot. I'm just curious if anybody's heard anything, or if when you were there, Eric, if it felt like it could squeeze more than 150 people or more, or maybe that's too much. I know. What are y'all's thoughts?
I think the capacity is 150 an hour.
Yeah, that's what it was saying. Yeah, I don't know how accurate that is.
I call shenanigans on that one.
Yeah,
the capacity is way more than 150 an hour.
Okay.
I don't think you would have a problem fitting 150 people, even if they're spread out all over through the entirety of that area. I mean, I'm shocked that they're saying it's 150. I would have expected significantly more than that. But
maybe it's 150 at a time. Like maybe that's the capacity.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a lot more than 150 people that were in that area when we went through. Maybe it was only, but it's definitely 150. Maybe it's 150 at a time. I think that might be more right.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it is at a time. Yeah, you're probably right. Because I'd be curious. Its first true test will be the holiday season coming up, right? Starting with the Thanksgiving weekend, going all the way through. Maybe they got a little lull, usually in December. But as you get around, like, Christmas and New Year's and stuff, that's when it starts to get really packed and everything. So I'd be curious to see how it makes it through that test.
Yeah, especially when it gets a little colder over there, huh?
Yeah. But it usually stays somewhat warmer than us, I guess.
Yeah.
In Florida.
Yeah. But you're still at night, you don't want your kid like walk around soaked.
Journey of pneumonia.
So I looked up a few things. The virtual queue is going to be used only when the area is at capacity.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You have to be in the park already. It doesn't work like the other virtual queues where you can do it at 7 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you already have to be in the park, and they're only going to use it when the land is at capacity.
Okay.
So it's just something that you kind of check once you're in the park. But most of the time, you'll be able to visit the area, just stand by.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing I learned was that there is, in fact, a bathroom.
Yay!
But it's small. It's a single stall.
Oh.
Or not a single stall, but like a single room bathroom, kind of like a family bathroom style.
Okay, yeah. One bathroom fits all, kind of.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'll never be open.
Yeah, right.
There'll be a virtual queue for that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Kevin will have to try that bathroom out because he is very intent on having his time at every single bathroom on property.
Yeah, it's like a scavenger hunt.
It looks very relaxing. It's water themed.
That's perfect. And then when I'm done, I walk out and I'm just as relaxed. It's great.
That's the plan. That's the hope.
But yeah, for all of you out there that are planning a vacation, you do not need to worry about getting this virtual queue first thing in the morning.
Oh, good.
It's most of the time is just going to be a standby line. But if it gets really busy, they'll start using the virtual queue and you just pop into the app and get a spot.
Let's say it strikes me as it's not going to be hard to get a virtual queue when they pop that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there a lot of obvious references to the Moana movie throughout the attraction?
I don't really think so.
No? Okay.
I know there's a whole bunch. I believe there's like a kind of like a hidden Mickey type situation with that one,
Mm-hmm.
where they have various characters like in the rock work. So like if you walk around a corner, you might see, hey, here's something in the rock.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's more about trying to teach people cycle of the journey of
The water
as
cycle,
a-
yeah, the water cycle.
rather than Moana just being a convenient shell to put it around because
Sure.
of I can't think of anything else other than maybe Elemental from Pixar that would even remotely touch this. Maybe Wall-E, but even then Wall-E's more about other things than
Plants.
the water cycle. Like I said, the music, the little treasury hunt thing, but other than that, like it's not one of these things where the IP is in your face the whole time.
Okay. Is there a lot of shade in that area?
There were a lot of trees.
Okay.
Like I said, I think there were a couple of umbrellas, and then depending on which direction the sun is running, some of the rocks, if you're there in the middle, at noon, if the sun's directly overhead, probably not nearly as much, but the buildings around as well as the rocks would definitely throw some shade from certain directions depending on time of day.
Okay.
So it's not like you're standing out in the sun roasting
Baking,
the whole time.
I would hope not.
It's funny with that sun. It's like it's about the water cycle, but at the same time, because there's so much water, it's part of the water cycle in general. I was going to ask you, Eric. I know there's that part where I guess there's the water that's flowing on the ground or something, or by land or whatever they call it. Do you know the part that I'm talking about? Supposedly, it's like you're walking through, and it's like I don't know if it's underneath your walking path or if it's you walk through it. I was curious to know how that.
You walk on water?
Yeah, it's like Ooh.
Yes, but no. It was like, okay, I don't know how much hiking and all that you guys have done.
0.
I was gonna say, have you seen our bodies?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, look at my body, but I've still done a ton of other
Hey man, you're a champion for us all.
There it is.
There's one spot where basically water is flowing across the walkway,
Okay.
but there's the dry path that hooks over, and you go over this little bridge, and then but otherwise, I mean, you're walking on like half an inch of water or something. It's not enough to do anything to your shoes.
Right.
Maybe if you were wearing Crocs or flip flops or something,
Mm-hmm.
you might get water on your feet. I guess maybe if you stood there and tried to splash around in it, but it's not a crazy amount.
It doesn't feel like you're walking on water. It's more like you're just like walking through like a puddle.
More like think about like when you got a good rainstorm, you got like maybe a drain is running water over a sidewalk you got to walk across, and it's not deep or anything. You just whatever. It was just water running across the surface.
Just kind of step through. Okay.
I never would have thought that you were supposed to be walking on water like like Jesus or anything like no.
Oh, that would be cool though.
There's nothing that even remotely or like Universal where they do the parting of the water and there's not. I didn't think there was anything even remotely like that.
Oh
Yeah.
man, dude, like this is like a religious kind of experience. Like maybe they have like a stand outside where they have water, and then boom, the bartender touches it and turns into wine. You can buy wine at the.
You could tap the journey of
kiosk.
water.
Yes.
There's a keg at the end.
Yes.
Journey of wine.
The journey of wine.
There you go.
That is an attraction I'd like to
I'm
see.
sold.
Actually,
Journey of
That's
Jesus.
World
There you go.
Showcase.
Yeah.
World Showcase. Yes.
There you
Although there's
go.
that one part where you just have to sit there and wait for a while.
It's a
I
big
think,
food and wine
Yeah.
festival right there.
to let it age.
Boom.
But the part where you going across the sidewalk thing, from what I was reading, is like part of how water gets to wherever it goes, like the transportation, like it goes to the clouds, or it travels over land, or it does something else. I forget. Moves through like a mist or a gas or something like
Okay,
that.
I must
Yeah.
have misheard you because I thought what you were trying to say was that there's a part there where it's almost like you were actually walking on water.
Well,
So-
it was just like he was saying. It's kind of like a thin sheet of water going like thin sheet of water going over like a sidewalk.
And so that makes sense to me because I
Yeah.
thought maybe there was a thin sheet of glass that you're walking on, and underneath it was water.
That would have been kind of neat.
So it looked like you were walking along on water.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Actually, it'd be better if they're going to do like that glass sheet or plastic or sheet or whatever,
Mhm.
water running across the top and underneath it, so at least it feels like you're. But no, there's
Nothing like that. Yeah, that's like a liability, I'm sure.
people trying to probably jump up and down on it. Or something.
Right. So, what do you think of like all the interactive things? I mean, do you feel like it was pretty responsive, or you felt like you're actually controlling the water things, or making it jump, or making it go up and down, as you were talking about?
I think most of them are pretty intuitive and easy to understand what you need to do.
Mhm.
There were one or two of them that were like, I'm already standing on this thing and now I jump up and down. Like, is it responding to when I stood off of it or on it, or there were a couple that probably were a little more of, well, how does this work?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, most of them were pretty obvious. Like you put your hand out, raise lower, like the water goes up or goes down. The one with the running your hand through the making the music, pretty obvious what it's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
The one with the wave where you throw your hands up in the air and it causes waves to fly up.
Mm-hmm.
I think we figured that one out because we saw what other people were doing.
Okay.
Okay.
There were signs next to everything saying, do this, do that. But I think I was more keeping an eye on my child and the absolute insanity of the Brazilians.
Oh, yeah?
Keep an eye on what they were doing. We had some issues with some Brazilians while we were down there.
Like a tour group?
What, they were drop kicking people through the water or something?
No, it was rudeness, to put it mildly.
Oh, okay.
Just they were not paying any attention or giving a crap what anybody else was doing, and they would just walk up and stand directly in front of you. Or like I had one lady, literally, I was talking to my wife and I'm pointing at something, and she slapped my arm down.
What? Whoa!
What the hell was that about? Like, and literally, like I just turned and looked at her, and she was probably like 5'0" nothing. And I was like, "What the hell, lady?" And her friend turns and goes, "Oh, sorry, she didn't know." I'm like, "The hell, she didn't."
It's a whole hand.
Yeah, there's not too many ways to interpret a slap.
No kid.
No, like literally, what it was is because she wanted to walk between my wife and I, and my arm was in the way, so she slapped the arm down.
Wow.
So I was paying a lot more attention to what they were doing, so my kid didn't have to deal with any of that.
Fair. Yeah.
You had a Chris Rock moment, dude.
Exactly. Yeah.
Three times.
Oh man.
In both Universal and Disney.
Oh wow.
Oh man, talk about that.
It was a running situation. It was a running theme throughout the entirety of our trip. Of just, I don't know what's going on with Brazil. I don't know their culture. I don't know what's appropriate and what's not. But I'm sorry, you don't slap a man's arm down because you want to walk through.
Got that right. That's journey of ass whooping right there.
Journey of ass whooping.
Ain't lying about that.
The problem is what you would have seen is a 6 foot tall, 250 pound man beating the piss out of a tiny little woman, and that's what would be on the news. That started the whole thing.
Not a good look in a YouTube video. No.
That'd have been a bad behavior story, though. You could have came back on.
Yeah,
something to say on that.
On this episode of Bad Behavior,
that's right. We got a live person.
We can.
Yeah. Tell your side, Eric.
Damn right, you deserved it. Now do it again.
That's right.
Samuel Jackson.
Oh,
that's awesome.
I've always been very conscious of my size.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I don't normally grab people or take a swing unless it's the last resort situation.
Yeah.
No, we understand. We kid, but as big guys ourselves, we understand what it's like when somebody does something weird in the park. We have your guard basically drop down, and then somebody snaps you back in the reality. I've had to yell at a few people in the park before.
Eli and I are both 6'2", like 250.
Well, yeah, to y'all,
250 for him, like 220 for me.
Oh, you're being kind to me. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm being kind to myself right now. But I mean, Jillian, your size is enough to strangers won't walk around just slapping you because they're like, that guy could probably kill me.
I'm pretty small. Strangers don't ever walk around slapping me.
I would hope not.
That arm slap was
shocking.
It caught me off guard, but I mean, I responded to it instantly. Like I was like, "What the hell?" Literally, I was like, "What the hell, lady?" And then she just kept going and pretended like nothing happened.
Wow.
And her friend was like, "Oh, sorry," like trying to put up our hands, like trying to like basically she was trying to get between me and her because she thought that I was gonna. Because I mean, I don't have resting face per se, but people always think I'm mad and angry, and I'm just not. Like, so she was clearly getting in between us in case I decided to do something.
Okay.
And I was just like, "What was that, man?" Like,
I don't blame you.
What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with your country? Why am I having so many problems with Brazilians?
And maybe this is why they don't have a pavilion for Brazil and World Showcase. They don't want the guests getting slapped.
I guess so. Man.
So
I don't know. Like, Never been to South America, but I don't kind of want to go right now.
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Mm-mm.
Well,
Oh,
is
man.
there anything else about Journey of Water you can tell us that we didn't think to ask him? I'm trying to think. Is there any other questions about?
There were a ton of signs about do not drink the water.
Oh.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You are not part of the water cycle.
Yeah,
Ooh.
no, it's probably drinkable, but just they don't want you to.
Ah,
Get some kid sitting on his hands and knees licking the water on the ground or something.
Oh Lord.
Uh,
Yeah, they can filter it, I'm sure, through one section if they really want to.
well, they'll sell bottles of water at the end with a little cart.
Oh man,
So
I
there you
think
go.
they're using recycled water. So
oh.
Ah,
they're recycling it through.
that makes sense.
Now I don't
that's-
even want
that-
to touch it.
Hence the filters and stuff that I saw. Yeah.
yeah.
I thought it was fun. I think it's cute. I think it's beautiful, especially at night.
Mhm.
But it's not like an e-ticket.
Right.
It's something that I would argue that probably is needed to an extent,
Mhm.
especially for busier times of the years. It's another thing for people to do
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't require anything other than just walking through it.
Right. So would you say like it's kind of like a play area on the lines of the Dumbo playground area, or the Boneyard, or the Casey Jr. splash station, or that old Honey I Shrunk the Kids play area that they used to
Oh,
have?
yeah,
I
that's
missed
cool.
that.
Yeah, it seems like something along those lines. Is would you say it's comparable to that?
I would say of all those things, it's more comparable to the Boneyard.
Boneyard, okay.
Except for the fact that, like, Boneyard, as a parent, you can just go there and sit down. Your kid can run around freely.
Mhm.
This, you kind of got to hang with your kid because they will get out of sight pretty quick.
And soaked.
And- yeah.
It's not like there's one way out. I don't know. For kids, for play area, I think it's a fun little area to kill 20 or 30 minutes, or
Mhm.
maybe more, depending on what your kid likes to do. Or you just want to tire your kid out. Here, go throw your arms around for 20 minutes.
Wear them out.
Well, let's tire them out.
Well, cool, Eric. Man, thanks for giving us your firsthand account about Journey of Water. That's awesome to hear. That
Yes.
it's good to experience it in both day and night. Night, especially if you only had one choice, you'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I would say night is better than daylight.
When I first saw the pictures of it, I thought for sure, I'm like, that looks like it would fit in Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw those, and Eli, you knew somebody who actually saw it as well this weekend, right?
Yeah. There was a new listener, Erica. She sent me a couple of videos of her and a kid going through there. That's exactly the same thing I thought. I saw the big mountain with the little swirl in there. I was like, yeah, totally looks like it's part of Pandora, but
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot Tafiti's at the end of it too.
Tafiti's in it? Yeah.
Yeah, they actually have a big old Tafiti when you get near the exit, where the exit is. There's a big old Tafiti. It's same thing with the symbol in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Where it should be. It's pretty. It's very pretty, especially again nighttime. Way more pretty.
That's what I was asking about. What in terms of the Moana representation? Because I knew about that, and I knew they'd sprinkled other things along the way. But I mean, that clearly was the most obvious.
She kind of stands out. I mean,
Yeah.
was the jewel lit up at night or whatever? Or the little
The heart.
the heart? Yeah, the heart.
There, something was lit up, but at that point we were all exhausted, and
Fair.
we just kind of, hey, cool, let's just walk through this real quick at night. I think it was. I think the line, the circle line, I think was lit up, but don't quote me on that one because I might be wrong. But it's.
That would be cool if it was. Yeah.
I was tired, and we'd done 3 parks on that day, so.
yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's trippy.
Well, dude, man, thank you so much. We definitely
Yeah, man.
appreciate hearing that, man. Taking the time to come on the show for the first time on our road to 500 and
Yay.
giving us your take on Journey of Water. Appreciate it. Here we are on the queue, the segment in which we get to discuss all the news and happenings in the world of Disney today. And for this segment, we're going to toss it over to Rachel, a travel agent who's got an awesome amount of stuff that was just been released. And I'm excited to hear about it. So, Rachel, what we got going on?
Yeah, big Disney news this week. I always love to get bad news out of the way first. So we'll start with bad news.
Okay.
The bad
Okay.
news is we woke up early this week and we had some price increases, which is actually pretty cyclical for Disney. Their fiscal year starts October 1st. So usually kind of end of September, beginning of October, we see some price increases because it's their new fiscal year.
Oh, okay. 'Tis the season, yeah.
Yeah. So here are some of the things that increased. One that was kind of a quiet increase. A lot of people aren't talking about it. Memory Maker, the photo package.
Yeah.
That went up from 169 pre-trip. So like if you buy it before your trip, was $169. Now it's $185.
Oof.
So that one went up a little bit.
Yeah.
The Incredipass, which is the annual pass for Walt Disney World that you can buy if you're not a Florida resident. It's actually the only one that non-Florida residents can buy. That one went up 10%. And it's now a little over $1,400.
Ouch.
Yeah.
All right.
That one's pretty expensive.
Oh, Lord.
And then the other annual passes also increased as well.
Bummer, man.
Yeah, those all went up. So Memory Maker annual passes went up, and then daily parking went up by $5 a day. So it was $25 a day to park. Now it's $30 per day to park at the parks.
Wow.
At the theme parks. Yeah.
But parking at the resorts is still free.
It is. And if you're staying at the resorts, you
Yeah.
get the theme park parking for free.
Yes.
It's included. So I always say that to people too. I get a decent amount of people that will reach out to me and say like, hey, Rachel, we want to go to Disney, but we just don't think we want to spend the kind of money you spend on a Disney resort. Tell us about the Good Neighbors. And there's nothing wrong with staying at the Good Neighbors in Florida, but with the value resorts being an option, a lot of time you're not saving that much money. And especially if you have a car, when you add on $30 per day for parking, you're probably breaking even pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And so usually I'm talking to people about those all-star resorts because with the parking and the other benefits like factored in, you're usually saving money by going to the all-stars. So
Nice.
Okay. Fair enough.
so just something to consider. The good news is that the day tickets, like your single day tickets or like your regular daily tickets, those remained constant. They didn't increase those.
Huh,
Nice.
Lovely.
All right.
Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
So that was good news. The big good news is that park hopping returns as it used to be on January 9th.
Finally.
Right after the
Yes.
holiday push.
Finally.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
good.
Right
All
after the holidays. Yeah. We're excited that's coming back because waiting until 2:00 to hop is really just a bummer.
It is.
It is. Yeah, it sucks.
I'd never cared for that. We're celebrating it, but it's like, yay, we're finally going to get what we've been paying for.
Seriously, right?
Yeah.
The price didn't change and they were just like restricting it for some crazy reason. So that will come back. Park hopping will be normal again after January 9th, on January 9th and afterwards.
Okay.
And again, January 9th is also that magic day. You will no longer need reservations for the parks unless you have a ticket that is not date based.
Talking to you, Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are like, what does that mean? Like a date based ticket? How do you not have a date based ticket? And so there's some like really clear people who would not have a date based ticket.
Mhm.
One is annual pass holders. Annual pass holders are still going to have to make park reservations for most days.
Mhm.
And you won't be able to hop with your annual pass until you go to that first park. So even though park hopping will be normal, you will still have to go to your first park before you can hop.
Oof.
I know. So even if you just like
Isn't
go
that
in and then
normal,
come out. Well, there didn't
'Cause
used
I
to be
remember
park
having to do it.
reservations.
Oh, I seem to remember maybe it was after COVID being at Disneyland and we couldn't park hop over from one park to the other until we went into
The first park.
Yes,
never mind.
that's
Yeah.
probably
Okay.
true.
It was reservations.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that'll still be true for annual pass holders. The other people who might not have date-based tickets would be people who buy tickets like through a conference website.
Oh, like me.
Yeah. Yeah. Those people will still need reservations. So that would be good for people to know. But yeah, if you're not linking a date to the ticket that you're purchasing somehow, whether it be through booking a package with a resort hotel stay or like actually selecting a date when you buy a ticket, you need to make park reservations. And the park hopping won't be open to you until you go to that first park.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder how the annual pass holders feel.
I mean, I'm one, I guess.
How do you,
So,
Rachel? How do you feel?
She's mad.
Yeah.
She's contemplating legal action as we speak.
Well, she's conflicted because she can market this for her business, but at the same time, she can't do it because she's an annual
Yeah.
pass holder.
Ouch.
There's an inner conflict.
Yeah,
I
I
feel.
do. I hate making the park reservations. I forget to do it. I mean, the good news lately is that they have not been filling up like they used to.
Mhm.
So you can kind of forget for a while and then just be like, oops, and then go make them and you're probably all good to go. So that's nice. But if they become tough to get again, like over the holidays and stuff, it's really a bummer.
Yeah.
It really limits your ability to be spontaneous.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Also,
no.
also as me as an annual pass holder, same thing. I find them annoying, but I don't really dislike them per se. I just think I understand why Disney does it, but at the same time, it's like I wish I didn't have to do this.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And I also think that annual pass holders are probably also the people who most likely to understand how to work the reservation system anyway, because
That's
more
true.
likely going to be the most hardcore people.
That is
That's fair.
very
Yeah,
fair
good
point. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
More good news is that there are some new discounts coming out that are very weird for Disney. Like weird in a good way, but uncommon.
Mhm.
So one of the things that's going on is that they're telling us way ahead of time that these discounts are coming out.
I like
So
it.
they're not actually going to be available until November 14th,
Mm-hmm.
which is a while. We don't normally get a lead time like this. So that's a little strange.
Yeah.
But the bigger news about this is that it's a ticket discount, which almost never happens.
No.
Ticket discount.
Yeah, usually if you get a discount, they're like discounting your dining plan or
Your
you're
room.
discounting your hotel stay. Yeah, your room. But the tickets are always a constant.
Right.
These are a discount for tickets.
I love it.
Interesting.
Don't get too excited.
No, not interesting. It
I
sucks.
hate it.
Poppycock.
Told you. This is terrible.
Balderdash.
Worst I've ever heard.
Man.
You're a good example, Danny, because you're somebody who won't benefit from this.
Okay.
It is specifically a discount for kids. And when I say
Yay.
kids, it's kids 3 to 9.
Oh,
So Disney kids. Yeah.
Dang.
I have one that's
Yeah.
in that category. That's it.
I got none in that
Yeah,
category.
my kid, she has the mentality sometimes of a 7-year-old, but she's a teenager now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but so it's 50% off though. Tickets.
Oh.
And I know. So at Disneyland, it's just 50% off tickets, which is great. So
nice.
like a kid can go to Disneyland for a single day for $50.
Oh,
I gotta wait 3 years for my grandkid turn that age. I can take you.
grab Blaze right now. Let's
I'm
go.
about to drive down there. Come here, boy. Gotta take you somewhere. Save some money.
I think I just figured out who Kevin's favorite kid is.
yeah. I know. My youngest. Yeah. Got to take advantage.
It's a great time to do like a dad-daughter trip.
I know.
Yes.
I got to go visit family out in Disneyland.
The dates for that are January 8th to March 10th.
Oh.
So just 50% off tickets for children aged 3 to 9 at Disneyland. Wow. And then at Walt Disney World, it's also 50% off tickets and the
Whoa.
dining plan for kids 3 to 9.
What?
God,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have a 4-night, 4-day ticket package. But that's like, if you're going for a week to Disney World, a 4-day, 4-night isn't that crazy. It's pretty typical. And the dates on that one are longer. It's March 3rd all the way to June 30th.
Rachel, have they ever done anything like this before?
No, it's
No.
totally different.
This
It's
is
totally
great.
different.
That's a very
Yeah, it
specific
is great.
window.
Eric, how old is your kid?
He'll be 8 in January.
Oh,
Yeah, this is for you, buddy, man. Go back.
do
No,
it.
it's not, because somebody
I
is an
know.
annual pass holder.
Oh.
So
It was messed up. It was easier just to get annual passes for the 3 of us than it was to deal with the ticket packages and all this other garbage. So
Oh my gosh.
I know it's probably more expensive, but whatever.
So the thing that's great about this though for everybody is that there are a ton of discounts out right now. And I mean it. When I go to log into people's reservations to book them, I'm looking at like 4 or 5 different discount options.
Okay.
And
Nice.
so if this one doesn't work for you because you don't have a kid 3 to 9, or maybe you don't want a dining plan, so having it 50% off isn't that helpful, there's probably something that does matter to you and that you will be excited to get as a discount. There's so many discounts out right now. And part of what I can offer as a free service at no cost to you is to analyze all those different discount options and figure out which one is going to work the best for your family and just like break it down. Because for some people, that 50% off of kids 3 to 9 is a huge deal. If you've got 2 kids in that age range, that's a huge savings.
Yeah.
But if you don't have kids in that age range, then the room discount might be better, or the dining card promo that's out might be better.
Yes.
So anyway, there's so many other discounts. So there's like a Disney Plus discount, Disney Visa card holders, Florida resident, annual pass holder. There's a dining card promo. There's room discounts that are open to just like general, like anybody can get a room discount. And a lot of those are all for the same dates. So I would love to help you look at all those options and figure out the best way for you to save money on your trip.
What's the Disney Plus discount?
It's a room discount right now. You just have to be a Disney Plus subscriber, and usually the percentage off is a little bit higher.
How much?
It's usually around 5% more than whatever the broad general offer is.
Dang, costs more.
I like it.
Depends on what the subscription is for a whole year.
Hey, man, I'm hanging on for Loki, I think. And I know I said I was canceling, but I think I'm hanging on for Loki.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like to have all of them in one shot so I
Yeah.
can just binge them all.
I know.
Yeah,
Well, especially a
that's
show like
nice.
this.
Yeah.
Like where it's so heady and it's so like, where the hell is this going? I can't sit around for a week and wonder.
That's
I need to
it.
know where it's going.
All right, Rachel, what else we got?
Yeah, they released it with much anticipation the Candlelight Professional Narrator lineup this week.
Candlelight Processional, yes.
Yeah, we had been waiting for the lineup because dining packages need to be booked like now. So people are like, what's the narrator going to be? When can I book my Candlelight Processional dining package? And we didn't know. So this week, now we do. Just a little bit of information for people. Candlelight Processional is an Epcot tradition. It is the retelling of the Christmas story by a celebrity narrator alongside an orchestra and a choir. And it's just a beautiful piece of entertainment, a beautiful show. But it is very popular, especially if the celebrity narrator is really popular.
Neil Patrick
And
Harris.
so, yes.
Fraser.
And-
They brought Brendan
Yeah.
Fraser this year.
I know I'm going to go through the list, but the Candlelight Processional dining packages combines a meal, and then you get to pick your seat. Like you get let into the show area and pick your seat before everybody else.
Okay.
And so you don't have to worry about it filling up and you not getting a seat for the showing that you want. And for some of these celebrity narrators, people line up hours and hours in advance to the standby line. So having that dining package with the priority seating means that you don't have to worry about any of that.
Nice.
So I do really recommend those if this is a priority for you. For a lot of people, they're like, well, if we get into Candlelight Processional, great. And if we don't, it's fine. And in that case, don't spend the money on the dining package. The show is included with your ticket admission price. So you don't have to pay anything extra to see it. And you don't have to worry about it. But if you do really want to see any of these folks, I do recommend that dining package. And you get a meal. So you get a sit-down meal and priority seating.
Nice.
All right, you ready for the narrators?
I
Yes.
gotta go. Yeah.
Yeah, who is it?
Yeah. They have a ton of new ones this year too. 9 new people. And a lot of them are like real A-list celebrities. So the very first one, November 20th to the 25th, is Chrissy Metz. She was one of the leads in the show This Is Us, which was like really popular with Mandy Moore.
Oh, my wife loved
anyway.
that show.
Yeah, my wife did too. She's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
The next one is Louis Fonsi, who is a Puerto Rican singer. He sings Despacito.
Oh,
Justin
Yeah.
Bieber, right?
Right.
You used to
Yes.
sing that, right?
Yeah, Kev. Is that guy that sang with Justin Bieber?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one is Anne Margaret,
Oh.
Golden Globe award-winning actress.
She's still alive?
Live
Yeah.
enough to do
Apparently,
this.
yeah.
All right, man. She's
Good for her.
awesome.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah. Then Simu Liu is the
Hey, and it's 10 rings.
his rings in the Barbie movie.
Oh, that's right. He
Wow.
was in the Barbie movie. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
about
know
him.
this person.
Who is this?
Hey, he was Shang-Chi.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Okay,
that I know.
gotcha. Yes.
Yeah.
John Stamos is the next one.
Oh, well,
Mr.
yeah, Mr. Disney,
Mr.
right
Kokomo.
there. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of Mr. Disney, the one after that is Neil Patrick Harris.
Of course.
Oh.
Yeah, he was very popular.
Legendary.
Treasure.
Yes.
The next one is
Doogie.
Go ahead.
Stamos and Neil Patrick Harris should have like there can be only one Highlander type of situation.
You know what,
Yeah.
Eric? If they were to recreate the bus, you remember that they had those busts in Hollywood studios of all and they got rid of them after Cosby did his thing,
Mhm.
and all the bus just went away. Like Cosby went away, and then everything went away. Neil Patrick Harris and John Stamos are Disney legends
they
at
have
this
to be,
point
yeah.
in time. They should have their own bust.
Sure. Or at least feet in the
Yeah.
Chinese theater. Sure.
Entire sections of the park dedicated to them.
Yes. And your magic can can make them do weird things. So who
The
else?
next one is the actress Marlee Matlin.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
That's a
I
name
remember
I
Marlee
haven't-
Matlin.
Yes.
That's a name I hadn't heard in a while.
Is she the deaf?
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's a
yeah.
deaf
Yeah, she's a
actress.
deaf
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then Brendan Fraser,
Yay!
Oh, I'm so happy for that guy, man.
Mommy.
Eva Longoria.
Yay!
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
man.
Yeah.
Well,
Desperate
Eli's gonna
Housewives.
Like
fall
a
in
huge
love.
name.
Big fan. Desperate Housewives.
Joey McIntyre
Oh, really?
from the kid.
New,
Yeah,
two new
Joey
kids.
McIntyre.
He's a new kid.
Oh yeah,
You'll
because
have
he's
to go
still
just for the
yeah.
life.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still around.
Wow.
Joey Fatone? Are we going to have some Joey Fatone? No?
No, Joey Fatone.
No Joey
Oh, man.
The next one, also from This Is Us, and then Frozen 2, is Sterling K. Brown. This is the one that breaks my heart. I can't make it to.
Oh.
Sterling K. Brown would be so cool.
He's an awesome actor. Wasn't he also in the
Yes.
that OJ Simpson thing where he played Chris Darden?
Oh
Yes.
yes,
Yes,
that
yes,
guy.
yes.
Amazing actor.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Amazing
I don't
actor.
think I know this guy.
The next one is Jordan Fisher, who sings the Happily Ever After song. And he was on American Idol, right? Jordan Fisher?
Hmm.
Am I crazy?
I don't know. I don't
I
know
think
this
I've
guy.
never watched.
I've never
American
Eric
watched.
says you're correct. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't blow me out of the water.
And then the next one after Jordan Fisher is Stephen Curtis Chapman, who is returning.
Okay.
And then Audra McDonald.
Audra McDonald.
And then
All
Lisa
right.
Ling.
And
And
who?
who?
Lisa Ling.
Lisa
Lisa
Ling.
Ling.
Okay.
She's like a documentarian journalist.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she's a
Um,
news reporter kind of lady, right?
Yes. Yeah.
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 Interesting. All right.
Okay.
But the list, when you look back at it, I feel like this is super A-list.
Yeah.
people.
This
Like,
is not
sometimes-
normal.
No, sometimes Disney really scrapes the bottom, you know?
Yes.
And these people
Yeah.
are all huge celebrities.
Yeah, they get people that wouldn't draw a table at Comic-Con.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And so I had one more news story and then I'm out. I actually copy and pasted this description from the Disney Parks blog because I was like, you know what? I just need to read the whole thing. So there's all kinds of new food at Animal Kingdom. You know, they do this every so often. They kind of refresh the menus.
Uh-huh.
And this one just really stuck out to me. So Disney Parks blog says, are you ready to kickstart your day at Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park? If you weren't sure, you'll want to once you see this new bite. The salty sweet combination has been taken to the next level with our stuffed pancake sandwich.
Stuff.
It's filled with,
Pancakes.
stuffed pancake sandwich.
Okay.
It's filled with sausage,
Mm.
guava paste,
Mm.
egg, and cheese. Guava isn't your thing. You can also get breakfast sandwich without it, so don't worry.
Good.
I don't know
Yes.
about you.
Thank you.
This one,
Yeah.
the end of this is too funny. They say, I don't know about you, but this one's making my mouth water already. This new item will be available for breakfast at Drinkwalla, Pongu Pongu, Trek Snacks, and select outdoor vending parks.
That's interesting.
Mm.
Anything that has the word paste in it makes me think of glue.
I'm good with the guava paste.
You go with guava.
You've
paste.
had
Yeah.
guava paste before?
I've had guava, so it can't be any
You know,
different.
I got to give it to Rachel because
Yeah.
of her. We've been drinking that Shipwreck on the Rocks. That's guava.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
It is. I'm actually really interested in this one. I thought the Parks blog did a goofy write up, but it sounds delicious.
Is it enough
And
to
goof.
get you to start your day at Animal Kingdom, though?
Ooh.
No, unless that's my predetermined day.
Still not convinced.
Yeah.
Can I ask Eric a question real quick? Eric, would you be in favor of a retheming of the Animal Kingdom?
I mean, I guess.
I mean,
I don't know.
it's okay if you're not. I mean, I'm not trying to pressure you, but you seem to have a strong dislike, and there are other
It's
people
not
out there.
dislike, it's just not interested.
Not interesting.
You know, and like Pandora's cool. Love Everest. You know, Dino Land. I actually like Dino Land, even though it's, you know, campy and it's going to go away.
Yeah.
But like trying to get to Rafiki is, you know, forget that. Like it's too much of a. You want to make that. Oh my God, Zootopia with the train going in and out to the city.
Yeah,
fine.
Sure,
that'd be cool. Then, you know, I don't have a problem with IP in the parks. Like,
no complaint.
I'm good with the change from It's Tough to Be a Bug to
Zootopia.
Oh yeah,
I mean, like, yeah, it makes more sense to have.
You had me.
It makes more sense to have the bugs in there, but that's also an old movie that, like, my kid has no connection to it. He doesn't know anything about it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's no interest in it. You know, I don't have a problem with change and updates, and I feel like where else is Zootopia going to fit besides an Animal Kingdom? I feel like that's the appropriate park for it.
Yeah.
We just don't bother most of the time going there because it's just we're there for a couple of rides and then we're out.
I do think Animal Kingdom does need a little TLC, and I think we all recognize that, and we're all hoping that it comes.
True.
I don't share. I love going to Animal Kingdom. I don't feel like my vacation is complete without going to Animal Kingdom, but I am worried about them losing Dino Land. I am worried about. I love Tough to Be a Bug. Like, even if like my kid has never seen A Bug's Life, I just think that show resonates well. Like, if you didn't even know that movie, you don't need to know that movie to understand
enjoy
that show.
yeah,
right.
I can see that.
So I am going to be bummed when that goes away, but we'll see what Zootopia does. I mean, look, it's, you can hate it, you can love it, but you know, I think Ric Flair used to say the best: whether you like it or you don't like it, learn to love it. Because it's coming.
Going today.
Yeah. So, look, I'm going to miss it like hell because I do think that was a major, like, how brave is my kid moment? You know, taking your kid in, like, oh, daddy, I can go on this, I can go on that. Okay, cool. Let's watch It's Tough to Be a Bug.
All you gotta do is sit. That's all.
Right.
We actually went in there when we were down there, like, whatever, last week, and Hopper wasn't even there. There was
That
no Hopper
happens,
animatronic.
yes.
Yeah.
Right before we went there, I heard that Hopper wasn't working. Then we got there and Hopper was working. And then by the time we got back, it wasn't working all over again. That animatronic is just, I guess that's just the problem with these, you know,
it just gets old.
These newer animatronics, they demand so much of them that they go offline. I mean, look at the Kylo Ren figure. How often is that working nowadays? I mean, shoot.
That's a damn shame.
It's just red now.
Yeah.
B mode Ren.
Yeah.
B mode.
I'm here, I swear.
Yeah. Cool.
Be happy you got on the ride and saw anything mode.
There you go.
There we go.
Well said, Rachel. Well
Yes.
said.
Well, thanks, Rachel, for all that news, man. That's awesome. Great to hear. And hopefully people take advantage of the discounts and especially the park hopping aspect. So, yeah, thanks for letting us know. Well, y'all, we hope you enjoyed that journey of the podcast through the show as we talk about the journey of water. Look, magicourway.com is the way to go if you want to learn more about our social media links, past episodes, and more. Also, if you want to share your opinions or your experiences with Journey of Water, you can do so through the following ways. First of all, shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com or call or send us a text message. Yes, I did say text us at 1-815-MO-WEEKEND. That is 1-815-
Mo Weekend
669-4226. And of course, we have a couple people do things outside of the podcast. First of all, we got Eli does things with real people and comics, not bots. Eli, what's up?
Yes, as always, appreciate the support that you give to Comics I Make, which can be found at ivorycomics.com. There you'll see all the products that I make, 48 pages, fully colored. The only ad for them is for this podcast. That includes Project Geisha, The Molly Be Damned, and Savages. And there's blogs and interviews, and of course, there's a link to this podcast, so you never miss a beat. You never miss the journey that'll take you back and forth with a trip report or a movie review or anything else. So that's how Synergy is, because that's how Walt would want it. So yes, as always, I appreciate the support on ivorycomics.com. In social media, you can find me there. Facebook, Eli H. Ivory. That's me. And as long as you're a real person, it's always great to meet you. But if you're a bot, I cannot literally afford to greet you. I cannot afford you affecting my credit score, jacking anything up, unless you want to give me some money, Mr. Bot. I ain't got no time for you. I'm so sorry.
That's
about
right.
that.
Turkey leg, $69.
That's right. $69 is all I got left. And a turkey leg with the original recipe. I hope that is worth it.
Just make sure you message him and say, I am not a bot.
Yes.
I just want to talk to you.
Yes.
I am not a bot.
And
And 1,000 points of light.
That's it. And I've had people message me that. And I say, thank you. Because, I get worried about that.
Only one counts.
Only one will count.
So is AI considered a bot?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, totally a bot.
Until it takes over some sort of cyborg or something, then, and we don't know what we have after that. But yeah, totally, got to watch out for that.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, man. Also, on Facebook, there's a Project Geisha fan page. So, of course, Facebook.com/Project Geisha. And on Instagram, I'm there as well, posting up hearts and likes. EIV504 is where you can find me. And, of course, I'm always adding, stories that we post on there as well. And, of course, on X, still not used to that. Yeah. You can find me there at Hancock 10166. So if you appreciate the madness, you just bringing me the gladness. Thank you very much.
They had a bunch of bots walking around Disneyland. Did y'all see that on the news? They had the little Star Wars bots, the little tool bots, just kind of
Just boop boop doing it.
I did not, but
free roaming bots.
can I tell you something? I like big bots, and I cannot lie.
What?
Please don't. Yes, I want to know all that truth.
All right.
Just don't go chasing water bots, okay?
No, never.
Water bots, roll out.
Roll out.
And of course, if you want to book a vacation so you too can contribute to the water cycle, you can do it with Rachel. Rachel, tell them how to do this.
I would be honored to help your family book your vacation to Disney destinations, Universal, cruise lines, and major hotel brands around the world. Booking with me is at no extra cost to you. The cost of a travel agent is built into the cost of your vacation, whether you use one or not. And when you book with me, a little bit of your trip comes back to support the podcast and the fan community here at Magic Our Way. You can reach me at Rachel, Rachel, at magicourway.com, or you can find me at R, the letter R, Family Magic, so Our Family Magic, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can also give me a call or a text. My phone number is 978-432-WISH. Reach out today and let's make some magic with your family vacation.
So if you want to access all the info we just mentioned, go to magicourway.com/about us. Also, if you want to elevate your support of the Magic Our Way podcast, go to patreon.com/Magic Our Way. There you'll find 6 awesome tiers to support this show. Any way in which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. We also want to thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome in the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So, Mohicans, you just finished listening to show number 495, and we are getting ever so close to show number 500. We say Quaharini. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out.
And you are. Bye!